when you're nowhere, when the trip is dark, between the destination and the pretty, between stations, nowhere quite, just the tunnel and the light, between stations, mine to hold, the space between the stories told. I've made a home of in-between, the transit of the not yet there, of what I'm going toward or from, the honest middle of the air, between stations, nowhere quite, just the tunnel and the light, between stations, mine to hold, the space between the stories told. The destination is overrated. The in-between is where it lives. The between stations, underrated, is where the honest moment gives. Still between. Still in the tunnel, the light is coming. The evening finds its balance slowly, between the done and the undone. Something quiet, something holy, in the settling of the sun. Evening balance, soft and found, everything returning to the ground. Evening balance, warm and true, everything the evening knew. I've stopped fighting the imbalance of days that tip too far one way. The evening always finds its balance and levels out before next day. Evening balance, soft and found, everything returning to the ground. Evening balance, warm and true, everything the evening knew. The balance comes on its own if you stop trying to force it, if you let the evening do what still. This is more than just a fear. Dim the room, dim the thought. Let go of everything you fought. Dim the room, low and right. This is how I spend the night. Somewhere in dim, I found something I didn't know I lost. After the rain, the rain is stuck, but still I hear its echo on the window glass. The air is new, the sky is clear, and I let everything just pass. After the rain, the city breathes. After the rain, so do I. After the rain, everything slows. The world is wet and no one knows. After the rain, I find my place, a quiet, soft and open space. I step outside on empty streets. The asphalt dark, the air still cool. I feel the night beneath my feet and finally start to feel it too. After the rain, the city breathes. After the rain, so do I. After the rain, everything slows. The world is wet and no one knows. After the rain, I find my place, a quiet, soft and open space. After the rain, still breathing. The asphalt holds the heat of day, long after everything has cooled. I press my palm against the gray and feel the warmth the sun has pooled. Asphalt hours, warm beneath the residue of everything. Asphalt hours, city heat, the warmth beneath the tired feet. Asphalt hours, dark and white, the city breathing deep inside. There's something honest in the pavement and its refusal to forget the weight of every passing statement, every footstep, every debt. Asphalt hours, warm beneath the residue of everything. Asphalt hours, city heat, the warmth beneath the tired feet. Asphalt hours, dark and white, the city breathing deep inside, still warm. Long after the sun is gone, the city remembers. At night I do my arithmetic of what I've spent and what remains. It's not a science, not a trick, just counting what the day contains. Night arithmetic, soft and slow, adding up the yes and no. Night arithmetic, mine alone, every dead and every alone. Night arithmetic, soft review, the quiet math of me and you. Some days the numbers don't quite work. The columns don't align just right. But there's a comfort in the quirk of reconciling in the night. Night arithmetic, soft and slow, adding up the yes and no. Night arithmetic, mine alone, every dead and every alone. Night arithmetic, soft review, the quiet math of me and you. The numbers never quite add up, but somehow the total feels right. take my night inventory slow, counting what I kept and what I lost, not judging where I chose to go, just noting what each moment cost. Night inventory, piece by piece, finding what deserves release. Night inventory, soft review, keeping only what stays true. Tonight I'm keeping the small warmth of someone's laugh I almost forgot. The moment when the rain turned north and everything was what it's not. Night inventory, piece by piece, finding what deserves release. Night inventory, soft review, keeping only what stays true. This is not a purge, this is not accounting, this is just the quiet work of knowing what I'm carrying, still taking stock, finding more than I expected. That's enough for tonight. You leave a carbon memory on me, like a handprint pressed in soft material. Something that will outlast the debris of everything more immaterial. Carbon memory, deep impression, deeper than the surface of expression. My interior weather shifts by evening. By the time the city settles down, something in me starts believing in the quiet under all the sound. Interior weather, mine to read. No forecast for what I need. Interior weather, soft and real. The only climate I can feel. There's a warmth that builds by nightfall in the space between the thought and word. A kind of gentle inner rainfall that washes clean what I have heard. Interior weather, mine to read. No forecast for what I need. Interior weather, soft and real. The only climate I can feel. I've learned to dress for inner seasons, to carry warmth when cold arrives, to find the smallest tender reasons to keep the inner weather alive. Partly warm, chance of peace. That's the forecast tonight. Some nights the city feels like mine, alone. Like everyone else is finally left, and I'm the last one going home. Through a city of a quiet theft. City of one, just me in the dark, just me in the neon in the park. City of one, this rare gift, the city to myself, adrift. Not lonely, just the only one still walking through the rain. Something briefly, softly holy in the city without refrain. City of one, just me in the dark, just me in the neon and the park. City of one, this rare gift, the city to myself, adrift. It won't last. The city will fill again, but for now, just for this hour, the city is mine. These hours feel like empty rooms where someone used to leave their things. I move through them like afternoon, not knowing what tomorrow brings. Hollow hours, warm and wide, something still alive inside. Hollow hours, soft and real, more than I expected to feel. Pour myself a glass of dark and sit beside the kitchen light. There's something peaceful in the stark and quiet middle of the night. Hollow hours, warm and white, something still alive inside. Hollow hours, soft and real, more than I expected to feel. I don't need it filled, I just need it felt. This empty kind of stillness is the hand I've been dealt. Hollow hours, warm, wide. Another night that looks the same. Same window, same low amber glow. Same city playing its old game. Same me deciding not to go. Carbon copy, same and changed. Everything slightly rearranged. Carbon copy, night again. Beautiful in its refrain. Carbon copy, soft repeat, the rhythm of an incomplete. But sameness isn't always lost. Sometimes routine is a gift. Sometimes staying is the gloss that gives the ordinary lift. Carbon copy, same and changed. Everything slightly rearranged. Carbon copy, night again. Beautiful in its refrain. Carbon copy, soft repeat, the rhythm of an incomplete. There's a low language in the evening that doesn't need words to be said. A warmth in the quiet receiving of everything left instead. Low language felt not heard, below the reach of any word. Low language, warm and clear. The language only felt from near. Low language, deep and wide. The language of the inside. I've learned to speak in low language, in the warmth of close and still, in the barely there and manage of the quiet against my will. Low language felt not heard, below the reach of any word. Low language, warm and clear. The language only fell from near. Low language, deep and wide. The language of the inside. Speaking low language, being understood anyway. That's the best kind of communication. The night leaves residue on me, long after morning tries to clean. A trace of what I used to be, before the daylight intervened. Night residue, soft remain. Something good in what the dark obtained. Night residue, mine to keep. The trace of the most honest sleep. Night residue, real and warm. The self I am, beyond the form. I started cherishing the trace of who I am when no one watches. The night reveals a softer face. The daylight carefully botches. Night residue, soft remain. Something good in what the dark obtained. Night residue, mine to keep. The trace of the most honest sleep. Night residue, real After the signal fades to static, after the frequency goes low, something settles, something automatic, something only quiet knows. After signal, just the hum, the sound of everything to come. After signal, soft release, everything has found its peace. After signal, warm dissolve, everything I didn't solve. I've been searching for a cleaner frequency, one that doesn't cut and scratch. But there's a beauty in the residency of signals that don't fully catch. After signal, just the hum, the sound of everything to come. After signal, soft release, everything has found its peace. After signal, warm dissolve, everything I didn't solve. Just the static now, warm and full of almost sound. That's fine. Something keeps me tied to here, to the city, to this light. Something I can't see but feel, pulling softly through the night. Invisible thread, I follow still, not because I have to, just because I will. Invisible thread through everything, through the loss and the offering. Invisible thread, soft and long. This is where I still belong. Even when I tried to leave, even when I packed my reasons, something made me just believe in the quiet change in seasons. Invisible thread, I follow still, not because I have to, just because I will. The negative space around a thing defines it more than it defines. The empty frame, the pause, the ring of silence between all the lines. Negative space, as real as form. The quiet that defines the norm. Negative space, mine and wide. Everything that lives outside. To what I leave empty and unsaid. The pause is full of their intention. The spaces where the feelings led. Negative space, as real as form. The quiet that defines the norm. Negative space, mine and wide. Everything that lives outside. What you leave out is as important as what you say. The negative space is where the meaning stays. In the space between the notes, it's where the music lives. I know that now. The empty roads at 3 in the morning belong to a different city, one without appointment or warning, one a little more worthy. Empty roads, mine to drive. The only time I feel alive in the full and unobstructed sense of moving without consequence. I've driven empty roads for hours just to feel them moving clear, without the weight of all the powers to fill the roads by day with fear. Empty roads meant to drive. The only time I feel alive in the full and unobstructed sense of moving without consequence. the city turns to shapes, to angles, lines, and perfect curves. The daylight chaos somehow drapes into the geometry that serves. Late geometry, clean and still, everything exactly where it will. Late geometry, night's design, every shadow into line. Late geometry, soft and true, the city showing its backbone through. I find it common, all this order that hides beneath the daily mess. The city's invisible border of structure underneath the stress. Late geometry, clean and still, everything exactly where it will. Late geometry, night's design, every shadow into line. Late geometry, soft and true, the city showing its backbone through. Even chaos has its structure. You just have to wait until night to see it. My interior tide moves quietly, without the drama of the sea. Just a gentle shifting privately between the versions of me. Interior tide, in and out, moving without fear or doubt. Interior tide, mine and deep, a rhythm